Hi, the purpose of this presentation on student-centered coaching is to revisit this topic of student-centered coaching for this school year. Student-centered coaching will be the model I continue to follow. As an instructional coach, I feel like I learned so much about this process last year, so I'm super excited to enroll teachers into some coaching cycles and get my schedule up and running for this school year. I ask that you take some time to watch this short video regarding the topic of student-centered coaching. Through this presentation, I will revisit the process of a coaching cycle, share some possible coaching cycle ideas, do a prize drawing, and share my survey to provide everyone with the opportunity to enroll in a coaching cycle. So if we look at this next slide here, this slide shows the cover of two different books. As an instructional coach, myself and some of the other instructional coaches participated in book talks last year. We started with the one that says Student-Centered Coaching by Diane Sweeney. That's kind of how I launched my year last year. And then later in the year, we read Student-Centered Coaching: The Moves by Diane Sweeney and Liana Harris. So I feel like after having read that one, I even gained a better understanding of this whole process of student-centered coaching. So I'm super excited to kind of hit the ground running and get going this school year. So a coaching cycle involves in-depth work between a teacher or a group of teachers and a coach for a lengthened period of time. Thinking about a time frame, it just varies from cycle to cycle. Last year, you may recall me saying a coaching cycle might be somewhere from 4 to 6 weeks. That really just depends on the topic or what it is we're working on together. Sometimes a coaching cycle may be less time than that, or sometimes it might even be more time than that. It just kind of depends on what our focus is or our goal. A coaching cycle also focuses on something that comes from either formal or informal student data. And lastly, it includes regular planning sessions and 1 to 3 times per week in the classroom for co-teaching, modeling, or observing. After having read that second book, the one that's entitled The Moves, the model of coaching that they are promoting the most is that co-teaching model. And so just really partnering with the teacher, planning together, kind of working side by side in the classroom, with the ultimate goal to improve student growth. So what does this look like? This graphic may look familiar to the stages of a coaching cycle. You start by developing some sort of goal. What is it that you want students to know and be able to do? Stage 2, you need to do some sort of assessment, analyze that data, and plan. Step 3, you actually implement your instruction. And then step 4, you kind of sit back and reflect on where you're at, reassess, that kind of stuff. So these next few slides will talk a little bit more about each of these stages. So we have stage 1, which is to develop the goals. So again, what do we want students to know and be able to do? These are oftentimes driven by the standards. Then we have stage 2. Like I mentioned earlier, this would be where we would assess, analyze, and plan. So give some sort of pre-assessment to see where students are at. It gives you kind of a starting point to launch the coaching cycle. This slide here talks about that pre-assessment. This comes from the first grade teachers from last school year. They said doing the pre-assessment helped our team develop objectives and have a better picture of our end goal. Then we think about stage 3. This is where we actually kind of jump in and start our instruction. We will differentiate, we'll co-teach, we'll utilize that gradual release of responsibility model. We'll continue to do some formative assessments to, continue to make adjustments to our instruction from there. This is what the second grade teachers had to say about this particular stage. It was helpful to have another person available to bounce ideas off of. Then we have our final stage, which is reflection. This is where we will assess students again, we'll analyze our data, We'll plan for students who have met or even not met that goal and just determine those next steps. So last year, Whitney Spencer and I worked in a coaching cycle to incorporate Marzano's six-step vocabulary into her Wonders instruction. And so after having worked together, this was a comment that she made to me. Students were more engaged and looked forward to doing the vocabulary activities each day. So those are the stages of the coaching cycle. What I want to share with you next are some different ideas if you're kind of wondering, well, what might I work on if I wanted to do a coaching cycle? And so this screen shows all the different things that I did last year with different teachers. I won't read all the bullet points, but I'll touch on a few of them. So you can see from the first bullet point that I did some different coaching cycles on writing instruction, genre writing and TDA writing. I helped one classroom teacher launch literature circles. I supported with the new reading resource. I helped one teacher launch class meetings in her classroom, which was kind of fun because I myself had never utilized a class meeting. So it was a great experience for me to help get that up and running in a classroom. I supported some teachers with their Marzano goal last year. And then I mentioned the vocabulary coaching cycle already. That was a fun one. And then I supported some different teachers in the area of math. We did some stuff with decimals, unit conversions, and even elapsed time. So this list just gives you a couple of ideas or several ideas, I guess. But it doesn't mention anything that I did with any informal coaching last year. So just remember that that is also an option. I'm still available to support in that particular area as well if there's something you're wanting a little more information on. Okay, like I mentioned at the beginning, I was going to do a prize drawing. And don't mind this lovely thumbnail on this video, but it's about a 2-minute video. And in the video, I will name the winner of this prize drawing. So go ahead and make sure you listen till the end. I'll go ahead and play the video. For this part of the presentation, we are going to do a prize drawing. And for this drawing, I added teachers' names to a, quote, hat. The names that were dropped into the hat or to the bucket were those teachers who enrolled in formal coaching cycles with me last year. So if you were someone who maybe enrolled in more than one coaching cycle with me, that means that your name could be entered 2 times. I actually had 2 teachers last year who were enrolled in 4 different coaching cycles, meaning I worked with them on 4 different occasions last year in formal coaching cycles. So each of their names will be entered into the drawing 4 different times. So that's kind of exciting for them. The winner of this drawing will receive either a Sonic gift card or a Starbucks gift card. It will be their choice, whatever they would prefer. I am going to do the drawing now. So I have the names in here. The winner is, drum roll, the winner is Jenny Nelson. You can see Jenny. Okay, so congratulations, Jenny. You can tell me whether or not you'd prefer a Sonic gift card or a Starbucks gift card. I think I already know which one you'll probably choose. Anyway, this is something that I'd like to continue to do throughout this school year as I work with different teachers and coaching cycles. I'm thinking maybe at the end of each trimester, I'll do a drawing and include those names of teachers who have enrolled in formal coaching cycles during that trimester, and then draw names. And so if this is something that you're interested in, you could be my next winner. Okay, so congratulations, Jenny. You can come see me for your prize. I have one more slide left for you here. So let this pop in here. So I cannot wait to work with you focusing on student data to improve achievement. As promised, there is a link to my interest survey. This is very similar to what I had last year. I'll go ahead and click on it so you can see what it looks like. It's got my enrollment letter and then just a couple questions I'd like you to answer. use the link to complete the survey. It shouldn't hopefully take you very long. It would be great if you could have that form completed and back to me by next Tuesday, September 5th. That way I can begin looking at the results and kind of come up with a schedule. And I just want to thank everyone in advance for taking the time to fill this out and your interest in participating in a coaching cycle. And also, I'd like to say thank you for taking the time to watch this video.